The home nations have all had a hit out this June, and now it is the turn of Wales, with one eye on the World Cup in just over a year's time and the other on the Springboks in 4 days' time. Tonight they begin in Port Elizabeth against the Eastern Province Kings. Match commentary comes from Ian Evans and Johnny Hammond.
A different approach. A trial game before leaving, and now this summer warm-up game against the Eastern Province Kings here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium in Port Elizabeth. The Springbok lie in wait this Saturday and the following one in Durban and Nelspruit respectively. But it'll be a rousing start to this tour here in Port Elizabeth in this majestic stadium. Reasonable crowd has made it in for this Tuesday night game. Of course, the Eastern Province Kings building towards the Currie Cup that starts in August, and Wales looking to start this tour with a bang. A great opportunity for the Kings to play against an international team, and you don't turn down the offer of having that opportunity. Wales, well, it's an exciting selection. 4 uncapped players in the 22, 3 of those in the starting 15, 2 of those in this exciting back 3. Matthew Morgan at fullback and Jordan Williams on the left wing. Steve Singer also in the centres makes his first senior appearance alongside Corey Allen, surely a name for the future. All under the stewardship of James Hook at 10. Up front, Paul James will be desperate as ever to impress, to push Gethin Jenkins for that #1 shirt, and the 2 second rows will be fighting it out for a place on the bench on Saturday, you suspect. Dan Lydiate is a shoo-in in that back row, but asked to play and captain tonight alongside Dan Baker, seen as the understudy to Tulupe Faletau. Josh Turnbull makes up the trio. No Sam Warburton or Justin Tipperick on this trip, of course. The big news for the Welsh benches: no George North. It's just a precaution. Calm down, our Welsh viewers. He's got an illness and he's not being risked tonight. But for the Eastern Kings, it's very much a building phase ahead of their reintroduction to Super Rugby in 2016. It's a first real look at how Carlos Spencer's side will look in August in that Currie Cup. A few names missing, the likes of Luke Watson, but still a strong selection. Lizzo Chaoboka, the loosehead, is big things expected of him, and captain Darren Nell is a tough, uncompromising player in that second row. Paul Schoeman is the 8 man, as it's known in these parts. Kevin Laters, born here in Port Elizabeth, links with George Whitehead at half-back. Whitehead, a good controller of the game. In the midfield, Ronnie Cook, you may remember him playing in France with Brive, and the large frame of Scott Van Breda occupies the left wing, and the wheels of Siviwe. So Yizwape on the right, with a highly rated Hansi Graf at 15, who came from the Sharks last year, and Carlos Spencer identifying him this week as a key cog in the Kings machinery. It's a lovely dry evening here in this, we've already said, a fantastic stadium. Remember those emotional scenes from the IRB World 7 Series when the Springbokker Blitzbokker, as they know, this 7-side lifted the crown here. But the focus for Wales tonight will, firstly, it'll be to not pick up any unwanted injuries, especially to the likes of Dan Lydiate and Alex Cuthbert, who've been asked to back up midweek. But it's a poor record that Wales have against the big 3 from the Southern Hemisphere, isn't it? Especially since Warren Gatland has been in charge. Only 1 win, and that was against Australia 6 years ago now. And as they line up for this first game of this tour in South Africa, they know the trend has to be bucked, especially with the World Cup just around the corner, where they already know they have to face Australia in their pool, let alone anyone else, should they qualify for the knockout phase. And the psychology has to be reversed, doesn't it, sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that poor record is not going to be resolved and eased tonight. Can't sort of rectify that sort of balance, but what they're looking for is for players to push their cause and make sure that the squad is a competitive one. There's not one panacea to try and resolve this sort of issue of overcoming the hurdles, the psychological hurdles of beating the Southern Hemisphere countries, particularly in their own backyard. But tonight is about unearthing another duel. Someone is going to put their name forward. Is it a Jordan Williams? Is it a Dan Baker? Is it a Corey Allen who's going to put their hands forward and say, yes, put me forward, I'm able to compete and win my slot in that Test jersey?
Because for a long time now we've been able to predict the selection, haven't we? Certainly of the Welsh starting 15, if not the 23, and it's those guys, it's the likes of Mike Phillips, Adam Jones, who need to be pushed really to perform at the very top level, because they are international players, we know that.
You have to get that competitive edge within the squad, have that internal comp. It really drives performances.
4 years ago, the British and Irish Lions visited here. Played against the Southern Kings, the Super Rugby franchise. Hugely physical game that was. Wales hoping it won't be quite as physical. I suspect not with Carlos Spencer in charge of the Super Kings 15, but Dan did it crucial and asked to back up, as Wales will need to do in the World Cup come next year.
Well, I've never known a South African team or a South African provincial team to have a softly approach. You know it's going to be physical, you know it's going to be robust, but I'm also expecting something slightly different from a Carlos Spencer coach side as well. But Wales have to provide that platform. We've talked about the electrifying backs young backs Wales have out in the field tonight. Morgan, Williams and Corey Allen. But it's about that platform. Can Dan Lydiat's pack provide? Can Ian Evans stand up and show the sort of the experience he has on the international arena as a Lion as well? Can he provide the sort of platform that these young backs are going to need?
Well, the focus, of course, for the Kings is their opening game of the Currie Cup against Western Province on the 8th of August. A competition they return to after an absence of 12 years. And as Carlos Spencer, the relatively new coach, has admitted, this game has come a little bit early in their pre-season preparations, but when Wales come knocking for a fixture, you do not refuse. And the game has created a real buzz around the place, and so it should do.
They're a hugely ambitious province. They're going to be a super franchise when the expansion comes through. They're in the Currie Cup as well, and this is a good way for them to start their season. Yes, it's their first hit out, but they look fit. They're on the back of their heavy cycle in sort of preparation, conditioning and fitness levels, so they should be sparky in that aspect. But you know, match fit, that's what Wales will try and push. You know, as in when you take on any provincial team, you have to win the collisions out here. That's what defines South African teams, the collision, their ability to take the ball to the gangline and win the breakdown.
They made no bones whatsoever about the ambition of the province, the Eastern Province. This crowd expects, and Darrenelle right to the forefront of pushing this province forward through to 2016, when they will be part of Super Rugby. And here a wonderful opportunity to play against Wales. Of course, Durban and the Springbok wait Wales on Saturday. The referee, Lawrence van der Merwe from South Africa. TMO Jason Jefta. So Wales back in the Southern Hemisphere, where they have always struggled. With the World Cup looming over the horizon, there is huge significance, not only for a team performance, but also individual ones tonight here in Port Elizabeth. Here's the Eastern Province Kings against Wales at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. And we're all set. Magnificent track out there. Will be a little bit greasy. Water on both sides of this stadium. As Paul Schoeman takes the kick. There's a new experience for many of these Welsh players. It's only James Hook and Matthew Rees in this squad here tonight. Right on cue, James Hook, who've ever played here before. Most of these players haven't been to this stadium before they arrived. Tonight, kickers came earlier in the day. They dropped down from Durban yesterday, the Welsh squad. Rousing reception at the hotel, wasn't it, for them? For the windy city, for the friendly city, Port Elizabeth. Agree with both of those so far. A mistake from Wales. As Laters who picks it up. Whitehead. Advantage over, says the referee. The Kings putting it through the hands. Sorry, Cook. And Cuthbert comes back to cover, and now James Hook. Mr. Hazen just puts the shoulder in on James Hook. He started one of his last 15 caps for Wales, James Hook. Matthew Morgan. He's playing that full-back role in a fantastic game, didn't he? Trial match, the old school probables against possibles. He's off to Bristol next season from the Ospreys. Eject ball involved in that tackle. Ian Evans fighting it out for a place on the bench, you suspect. Good Charteris. Jones, left up in Durban.
Well, opening 2 minutes are a test to the lungs and the legs. Really, there was indication now the type of game Wales want to play. They want to stretch this and use the full width of the pitch and use the ball, whereas they have with the likes of Matthew Morgan, the likes of Cuthbert and Jordan Williams, but they have to hold on to the ball. Ball retention was a big problem for Wales throughout the Six Nations and also in the game against South Africa in the Millennium Stadium back in the autumn. Have to hold on to the ball. And with due respect to Eastern Province, better sides will capitalise on turnover ball.
It's going to make it difficult without those first choice sevens, isn't it? Warburton, Tipuric, as we mentioned already. Have a feeling that Aaron Shingler is lined up for the 7 jersey against the Springbok. Of course, started their international campaign. It's a World 15. Cuthbert just needed the bounce of the ball, didn't get it. Even Laters. The scrum half there, and crucially there, covering back that danger.
And there really was a beautiful kick by Rodney Williams. Kicking the top of the ball. Kicks the top of the ball, so there's a roll, and that keeps going. Turning, and looks as if Alex Cuthbert, all he had to do was hold on to that ball, he would have scored. But a lovely weighted kick by Rodney Williams.
Started all 5 of the Six Nations games, didn't he? Alex Cuthbert, try against Italy.
Jake Ball losing the ball in contact. Racing Rodney Jones and Jake Ball both lose the ball in contact. You know, it's a bit of moisture in the air. Both teams are finding that difficult.
Fabulous track though, isn't it, Jan? Here yesterday watching the Kings team run. There's Sean Selby, Mike Horak. There's Jordan Williams.
11, you off!
First look at him. The move for the opening round of the Heineken Cup against Harlequins, electrifying pace.
Counter attack, first of all, identified by Morgan, taking on the chaser, and then finding his wing partner, Jordan Williams. That's what you're going to get with Matthew Morgan. His first option is to run the ball back and counter attack.
Enjoying what Durban has to offer the Welsh squad. A bit of surfing. Jake Ball requiring a fair amount of after sun. A little bit burnt. Turnbull again, just losing that ball again. Hook is there to
Head advantage for the knock.
It's about retention.
Right, Black.
Yeah, it's about making the pass, not the offload. There's a good 3-on-2 opportunity for Wales there. And it's about drawing a man. Don't have to be the offload, don't take the contact. Pass before the contact. 3-on-2, just need to draw a man. I think Josh Turnbull tried to make the offload and then lost the ball in contact.
Mbulani Bole thought he was away, the blindside flank over the Kings. First year in the academy, signed a senior contract straight off the back of it. He's fighting out with Luke Watson in that back row. Come August when the Currie Cup comes around. Promoted from the Currie Cup First Division. Plenty of competitions here in South Africa with the Vodacom Cup as well. Introductory level tournament, that one. And we're up to Super Rugby, of course, the Southern Kings that over Super Rugby franchise who will be a part of the extended Super Rugby programme in 2016.
Angle, both sides. Angle.
Paul James, who looks happy. He's reasonably happy there with the first scrum, first penalty.
I think Paul James is a man who's happy every scrum. I think that's what he lives for.
Nothing wrong with that one.
When you think back to, and we're always going to take this game, and in the back of it is the first test looming a few days away. And you think back to the World 15 game with the Springboks, where it didn't go well in the scrum. Wales would look to that aspect. Not that Wales' scrum was commanding in the Six Nations either, but they would look possibly to use that aspect of the game.
Key issues now. Been a verbal sparring today about Roman Platt, the referee for Saturday.
Once red.
We'll get to that. Plenty of rugby here for Wales. Cuthbert.
Tackler release.
Physical as ever. Good flat pass from Rodri Williams. Here's Corey Allen. Has he spinned over the line? He had spinned over the line, but it was a movement too far. Just too eager there, Corey Allen. He's got a JD Roberts frame, isn't he? More of Jonathan Day. He's got a wonderful outside breaker, and he's a player that I know plenty of the Welsh fans are very keen to see tonight in that 13 shirt.
Huge expectations of Corey Allen. This 12 or whether it's 13 Wales team was a 13. He really is a terrific all-round talent. Poor kick.
It's such a shame he dislocated his shoulder, didn't he, in the autumn? It's Argentina. 4 months on the sidelines. There's Lydia. He's over taped boots.
Vantage 6 not rolling.
One of the easiest start to his career at Racing Metro League. Actually came up and finished 5th, didn't they? Lost in that semi-final against Toulon. Top 14 champions, Highland Cup champions, of course. Matthew Morgan.
6.
He dropped from him, who was playing in the
6. Roll out. Slow ball.
IPA Championship next season for Bristol. Matthew Morgan. He's one of those. He wouldn't have expected to be in this tour sheet a couple of months ago.
He was on the bench for the possibles in the trial game. See Wales enjoying the lion's share of possession at the moment. Tammy and Evans getting that drive going. Really are enjoying good quality ball. Very deep in Eastern Province territory. Haven't quite been able to capitalise. A bit of white line fever to iffy decision making. Really Wales really trying to drive home the advantage they're enjoying in this moment.
Although Williams going to be the man who know thereabouts in terms of selection. The Leicester fly half. For contact with the eye area of the Burrell.
7, 2, 3.
Start forward for the weekend against the All Blacks. Top level international rugby this June. Rodri Williams just marshalling his forwards.
Going sideways.
And this is the area where you suspect the Kings will struggle. Really just been focusing on conditioning so far. Very much rusty as Turnbull. To the back in the cab, isn't he? Kings go down now, as does Turnbull. And it's try number 1 for Wales on this tour. And it's Josh Turnbull.
Yeah, the pressure told in the end. Really well worked try. Good driving line out from Wales. And that cohesion from training alongside each other in a match environment, paying dividends. It's about composure. When you get to this sort of point in the game and you have that sort of driving maul going, there's not an awful for a defending team you can do once that initial surge comes on. The only thing you can do is collapse it. And, they didn't do that. And Turnbull at the back, controlling things. And it's all about communication. It's all about talking there. And for all the territory and possession Wales have enjoyed, they've got on the scoreboard.
They're going to have to do that come Saturday on their Wales. They're going to have to defend those situations as well against South Africa. Big part of their game.
All right, thanks.
James Hook with the responsibility of kicking from the tee, as he so often did for Perpignan this season. Cherry and White's bound, isn't he, next season? For David Humphreys, 253 points in the top 14 this season. Nice strike from James Hook, up to 7 then Wales, just 11 or so minutes gone.
And we talked going into the game about how exciting it was to see some of these young talents on show. But Warren Gatland and his management team would expect a lot from the more experienced players this evening. So Ian Evans, you mentioned, James Hook, with so many caps under the belt, Lion Torres as well. They expect an awful lot for them to show the leadership qualities in the field. Dan Lydiard, who's captain the Lions. And it's about showing that sort of quality and the sort of experience they've accumulated playing in the red jersey.
It was against the Rebels, wasn't it, Dan Lydiard? With the Lions armband, never worn it for Wales. A proud evening for him. For the Dragons man, of course. For the Laters is Whitehead. And Cook and Gruff.
All backwards.
Just confusing things. Backwards, says the referee. Huge hit. Coming in for the try scorer, Turnbull. Good hit as well. The oohs and ahs going around the stadium. There's echo around it, doesn't it? Keeps the sound in.
Terrific tackle by Scott Baldwin, a really big hit.
Andrew Jones. Adam Williams playing scrum half. There's Dan Baker. Good hands from Corey Allen. Pass was whipped out from Steve Shingler. Cuffed it.
Well, Wales been very physical at the moment. Winning the collisions, means good quality ball. Looking forward to see Dan Baker carry the ball really well this evening.
Yes, that was Scott Baldwin with that tackle of the match so far. The tackle, say Wales. Not a Chule. And he's played for the Southern Kings, the Kings hooker tonight. Players allowed to go, and it's James Hook. Williams, Roderick Williams, the scrum half. And Turnbull. Really very physical approach from Wales here.
One black, one side.
Baker with that pick and go. Now Turnbull. Tackle by Bolle, and that's a good tackle from Bolle, isn't it? And Nell, the captain. Wales just halted for the moment, so it's off to Hook. And Shingler. Whitehead there. This is Shane Gates.
And the forwards are running onto the ball, they're making terrific yardage. Good hard yards.
No problem, down.
Attended. Jake Ball. What impact he had on the Six Nations, didn't he, Jake Ball? And against England and France. Here's Baker. Lovely offload from Baker. And Corey Allen. Really, really good, patient build-up from Wales. Excellent team score. Forwards being really physical. Lovely offload from the young man Baker, and Corey Allen, so often is, was there on hand to finish it off.
Good ball retention by Wales, some good drives as well. You saw Jake Ball and Roddy Jones latching onto each other, making good yardage. Once again, punishing angle taken there by Dan Baker. Really ran on, really forceful, carrying the ball, good angle, and he had the skill set to offload to Corey Allen. Corey Allen expected Dan Baker to make the break. That's what it's about, expecting your teammate to make the bust and get on his shoulder to get the pass back. Really good work by Wales there to get that try for Corey Allen.
Such a patient build-up, wasn't it? And James Hook adds the two, as you would expect from that range.
But they'll be patient because they're making good yards and they carry. That's a lovely bust by Dan Baker onto a soft pass by James Hook. Nice sympathetic pass, allowed Baker to pick his angle, and then Corey Allen in support. But again, the build-up is really good. The composure and the patience are there because they're making good yards, good quality ball to go through the phases.
This is not 44 tackles already made. Eastern Province Kings. It's going to be an easy victory, you'd say, from Wales. Let's be careful to keep to their structures. Of course, they can only play what's in front of them, but keep to their structures, keep to the way that the team plays, so that if there are those injuries,
Just arriver, 7, play on.
I think Jenkinson and Adam Jones goes down, and they can fit seamlessly into that starting 15. Matthew Morgan. A live wire, isn't it?
Use it!
Regardless of who you're playing against and the opposition, the fundamentals have to be in place constantly.
Scott Border has put himself around, hasn't he? He kept once last summer against Japan. Two-test tour. It's the first one, isn't it? Japan. Kevin Laters goes in to dig that ball out for Whitehead. Lovely chip ahead and gather for George Whitehead.
Quick ball, play.
Cuthbert. Was there to meet him, his bullet. Here come the Kings then. An inside flick. Jaboka. The first time really the Eastern Province Kings getting into this game. Whitehead. Little switch to Ronnie Cook.
Please.
I think it's pretty much the first time in Wales' half.
Cameron Lindsay. Wales told to release and they do so. Jaboka. Typical South African loose head, isn't he? Carried around the field. A quick man. Advantage coming to the Kings.
Use it. No, not out. On speed 2.
Mr. Hazen steps in at scrum half.
Good.
Graf is there, Paul James.
Use it.
Just smashed off the ball. Laters arrives. It's slowed right down for the Kings again. There's Bolly. That's another good muscular run from him. Good pick and go for the Kings here. That was Schumann. Laters. Now. Typical axe to tree like tackle from Dan Lydiot. George Whitehead. Coming from the Kings. So here's Wape. This man who's got pace to bear on the right hand side. Just couldn't take it, otherwise he may well have been in, but will come back for the penalty.
A really good play by Eastern Province Kings there, went through the phases really well, one off hit, getting the ball across the gang line. You mentioned Jaboka a number of times carry the ball really effectively around the fringes. I mean, good yardage, targeting James Hook at 10, looking at the smaller player, trying to take those on, and even the trademark tackles of Dan Lydiot couldn't stop that momentum being gained by Province. Again, good leg drive, yards after the tackle is so important. And when the pass is there to go wide, didn't quite go to hand. Really good work, good response by Eastern Province Kings.
Advantage. 6-7 numbers.
Advantage coming to the Kings. Lydiot's making a nuisance of himself into their own man to come back for the free kick. Kings wanting to go quickly here. Rodri Jones, not 10 metres. Given Laters. They would really love to score here. Now it's a full penalty. A little blast on the whistle from the referee. Wants to stop things here and have a word.
I think Rodri Jones could well be carded here.
Number 3. First out. I don't need you. Right, you clearly didn't reach the line. You played him halfway in there, right? I'm going to pick that you in the bin. That's cynical.
Cynical. It's decisive from the referee. And for that, he has to be applauded. Rodri Jones.
If you kick for touch, yes.
First one on the naughty boy step on this tour.
don't think Lawrence van der Merwe had any option
If
other than to card
there's a penalty at a line
Robbie
out, you can
Jones
pick the
here.
line out.
Wales under significant pressure here from Province, holding Eastern Province holding on to the ball really well and making good yardage.
Oh, Spencer, really complete for the last 5 minutes or so. Ian
That's
Evans,
once it was backwards.
big frame right around.
That does really well stop any momentum. Not driving line out. Really good work by Ian Evans.
Ustaz realises that in the open side for the Kings. Targets Ian Evans, gets him off the ball, but here come the Kings again. Now that time.
Use it!
Chaboka leaves it for Kevin Latus. Schumann goes on an early run. Ustaz. Chaboka, does he not get on? I'm sure the officials have seen it. Wales thought he had. Whitehead goes cross-field. Into the arms of Jordan Williams. Wales say we'll give George Whitehead the benefit of the doubt that he knew the advantage was coming.
You can't dive onto the ball.
Kings trying to take advantage of the lack of height out wide there
Number
from
5,
Jordan Williams.
your feet on the ball.
Wasn't quite accurate enough. But yet another penalty advantage being played by the referee, Van der Merwe. A really bit of sustained pressure now on the Kings.
Keep it open, please.
Scotty line-out. Chaboka. See his quick feet there for a big man.
He's been very evident.
And the Kings have been going forward. Good outfit from fullback. He can't take it. Corey Allen can't take it.
2 knock-ons.
It's good for Wales.
Just when the Kings wanted a bit of accuracy in the game, they've been a little bit sloppy the last couple of minutes. And they have an extra man advantage. And that's where you need to air when you're in that sort of zone, in the 22. You see the frustration on the Kings supporters. You need to be accurate. You need to be controlled. And you can see
He's getting off. Someone else leave.
Samson Lee has to come on.
8, please.
Front row, Gav Baker's man, sacrifice of course. Andy Jones off the field. A specialist prop. Scarlett's man.
Come closer. He's not supporting his weight. Come closer.
The altercation with UK, didn't he? The first round of the season's Heineken Cup. Only 21 years of age again. Another one, big things expected of him. Who's reaching for the sunblock at Durban.
Get closer, please.
He's the Welsh management.
He's binding before I even say the
I wouldn't be too disappointed
There was
at
no bind
this
at all,
young
no
team
call.
to have to spend
Come
time
closer,
in
then you only
defence.
bind on the call, please.
And that's when you find out a bit of character. You're away from home, foreign country, up against it. That's where you find out about character. That's where you will find out about attitude and application.
It's all been very easy, hasn't it, in the sunshine in South Africa. Good weather, friendly welcomes where you go, good food. This is where it really counts. And I won't mind this at all, as you say. Have some time in defence.
Kirsty, happy with the 10? Playing advantage, not 10.
10 again, Wales. Here's Bollick.
Advantage over.
Muscular when they go forward, Alex. Forward itself. Breda. Can't quite believe it.
Everyone can
In his moment of glory as well. Big beaming smile on his face, thought he'd scored.
And down, he's hitting down as well.
And astonishment when he's called
Come closer.
back.
Get it higher.
Yeah, his hands
Steady.
are pointing forward.
Only 3 or 4 metres forward, that one.
Change, right? Come closer.
Carlos Spencer there.
Right? Keep it steady.
And
Stay.
Michael Horak, of course, former London Irish man, got one cap for England, didn't he, against Argentina.
On your half.
And Sean Sabi,
Proper bind on the back.
in front of the shot, the Sharks man that went plenty of time in France, didn't he, with Stade Francais and
Crouch.
Toulouse.
bags of experience with that Kings management team. Lots of experience from all over the world.
Ryder Cup winner, isn't it? Sean Southey.
Off the mark, Black.
It looks like a good management team. Carlos Spencer really untested, came in December. Southey and Horak only arrived
Black off the
in the
mark.
last few weeks. So we are at the beginning of the building phase, as you've already said, towards 2016. But they'll be happy with the last 10 or so minutes.
But also frustrated that they haven't taken the chances that come their way. They're profligate when they've got in those sort of in the 22. You've got to name those chances, those opportunities come your way. Grab them with both hands.
You need one out.
You've got to be accurate.
Whoever.
You've got to show composure and calmness.
1, 4, 7, 3.
Cameron Lindsay, the line operator for the Kings. Mr. Hosey. And Shulo. Okay. It's not handling him. Here's Whitehead.
Tackler.
He's that inside ball again, isn't he? 14. Look at the pre-season.
Midfield.
To say that performing well here. Wales down to 14. We should say that, of course. They're giving a man advantage, the Kings. Here's Bolly again. Inside ball. Sherman. Latus. Just trying to get that ball away, wasn't it? Mr. Hazen again.
2.
Shaboka.
Who's that?
Latus. Local man.
Goboka and Bowley really have impressed me in the game so far, Johnny.
Whitehead. Little feint. Into Ronnie Cook. Ronnie Cook can't take it. Wales play the advantage. Cuthbert.
Yeah, that's not what Wales wanted this moment. You certainly wouldn't want Alex Cuthbert dancing around the 22, throwing 20-yard passes. It's not what his strength is. You want him running direct, you want him picking angles.
Good angle from Ronnie Cook. Saw him so many times to breathe in his 5 years there. Cheetah and Grickwell. We expect George North to start on 1 week, don't we, on the weekend. Who's your shoe-in for the other spot? Is it Cuthbert or Jordan Williams have a chance? They, of course, missed a bit of X-factor since Shea Williams retired.
Yeah, that's the benefit of playing a game. You've got an opportunity to convince. Not all what you can do if you're not playing. Jordan Williams, Alex Cuthbert, Martin Morgan all have an opportunity to put their case forward. They went on with a ball in hand. They're there primarily as attacking weapons, and that's what they'd like to show this evening. But obviously, Wales at this, for the last 5 minutes or so, have had to withstand an awful lot of pressure. They're down by 1 man. They don't have an awful lot of ball to play with. And so now it's about defensive capabilities are coming to the fore.
For some of these players, this will be the only rugby time they get on tour, and desperate to impress. It is a young side, of course, the experience of Hook and Ian Evans and Lydia is only 25 years of age. Dan Lydia, of course, but his experience interlaced throughout this team. Very a young side there. Right, so Jordan Williams, only 21 years of age. Rodri Williams, 21. Dan Baker at number 8. 21 as well.
Come on.
Jake Ball, 22.
Crouch.
He's building that pool of players for the World Cup.
Bind.
I suspect Warren Gatland has
Set.
a large majority of that squad pinned down already. There's guys in pencil,
but you've still got to keep that squad on their toes. No room for complacency. Really something you have to be really fearful of in any squad environment. Complacency, regardless of the quality of the team, you cannot afford to ease off the high standards you set yourself. And if there's someone snapping at the heels, desperate for the opportunity to take your jersey, it's always going to keep you honest.
That was that criticism, wasn't it, laid at Wales after they were fit to Ireland in the Six Nations. The players picked it. Haven't played much rugby. At Warburton. Often Wales in the middle, having too many options. That's what the trial game before. And this game tonight here is all about for Warren Gatland.
Kevin Loiters is looking very dangerous around the fringes. He's very lively, very quick off the mark. He's asking questions of the guards either side of the breakdown. He's willing to go. Stephen Shingler putting his arm out there. To prevent that pass from going wide. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Wales' defensive part has really been stretched. Florence Kings are dominating possession.
It was a bright start, wasn't it? Turnbull tried it. Corey Allen tried. But since then, and I've already mentioned it, it's defensive work for Wales to do. They don't mind that. Mentis. Only Cook was on the same wavelength, wasn't he? So Jet ball though. She's back to the centre. And Shulot. Mentis again. Good save. He's in the scrum half. He's Whitehead. He's spotted some space, but Matthew Morgan comes away, and this is where it's so dangerous in the broken field. Great run for the fullback.
That's why he's been drafted into the squad for this tour.
But it's been turned over. Laters step from here. As Roger Williams made the tackle and turned the ball over. It's a brilliant piece of defensive work from the scrum half.
Excellent piece of play by both scrum halves. Lightning's once again been a threat on the breakdown. And terrific defensive work by Rodri Williams, his opposite number.
Rodri Williams. Gareth Davies the man. Just a little bit chatty, but continues to perform well. Rodri Williams, very different scrum half. Gareth Davies, of course. That's a
glimpse of what threat Matthew Morgan posed in that counter attack. Loose kick, beating the first man, beating the chaser. As you see, folding in. It's the pace Reuters has around the breakdown. Terrific work, stripping the ball away, Rodri Williams. That's the error. Far too often the Province, even though they've had good quality ball over the past 10 minutes, they've lost the ball far too often. And now Wales are now back to 15 men.
New score for the Eastern Province Kings. Only played a touring game outside the tests since 2001 against the Brumbies a couple of years ago. And it's unusual, but it's Warren Gatland certainly for the games. Backing up those games. They're going to have to do with the World Cup. Tough tool.
They've got a 5 and a 6 day turnaround. Given the pool games in the World Cup, and that's uppermost in Warren Gatland's mind. So there's that aspect to play in the moment, to play in this game, but also we talked about the competition for places, unearthing another player capable of playing at the highest level.
Messy the scrum so far. It's opening half an hour. Paul James thinks he's got command of the situation, and in terms of the referee's whistle, it certainly has. Charles du Plessis, would you believe it, for a tie-up prop, doesn't agree with the referee.
Props at the receiving end of a penalty very rarely agree with the referee.
I think so.
Scrum now back up to 8 men.
As Wales have absorbed that pressure and territory from the Kings now. Down in the Kings 22. It's got ball in the throw. An accurate one. I should just go to Hikashiro. It's the lifters and the jumper as well. He was whipped it. Made a run, Matthew Morgan straight to the referee. Shame for him, he was pulled up.
Even the referees didn't know where Matthew Morgan was going to.
He's got such a shoulder about him, isn't he, Matthew Morgan? One way to go. Aldridge being played for Wales. Here's Baker. Back on the field, Osprey's man.
Kings are desperate to prevent Wales from winning. Good quality, quick ball. And a couple of times, first of all, Lighters and then Schoolman all dived in from offside position.
Going to the corner. It's what Wales will desperately want at the weekend, with a good, quick, clean ball from Mike Phillips and Dan Bigger to play off.
That's one area I'm not concerned about in the modern game. Hitting out in the ruck area. As far as I'm concerned, if you're in the ruck, you've got to be bound. Well, no one's bound these days. Not particularly for Wales, but any game I watch.
So last weekend, South Africa is the World 15 against New Zealand. Horizontal missiles going to clear that line out.
That's two lineouts, Wales. Good attacking position. Failed to get hold of the ball.
Reese is the replacement hooker for Wales. So good to see him back playing with the trials and tribulations he's had of late. He's Cuthbert. Williams. Campbell to go on by his fellow forwards. There's plenty there to secure that ball. Corey Allen.
He spotted the rush defender coming up.
Neat little set, wasn't it? Cuthbert pops up on this left-hand side, the right winger.
Matthew Morgan is lighting up his ground every time he catches the ball. He's beating 2 or 3 defenders and leaving them grasping at thin air. Good tackle. The ball being ripped out of his hand. Not sure he can play the ball when you're on the floor. He got away with that, so he is happy.
The Southern Kings last year in Super Rugby. He's a member of the South African under-18s high performance squad a few years ago now. It's an electrifying pace to him. Mainly been seen him in a defensive role so far in this first half. Huge hit from Scott Baldwin. Line out hasn't always gone Wales's way at the moment, but some great defensive work can help it.
I think Edgar Maratule felt that one. Terrific time challenge by Scott Baldwin. He lined up the ball carrier from a long way. He's done very well in that aspect, but there's 2 lineouts in good attacking position where Wales have been inaccurate.
Because we'll always first one to stress it's just down to the throw with the lifters as well, and the jumpers and the timing. One of those psychological edges, isn't it, putting his opposite number from Scott Baldwin. Shule. Has had dominance over the things that you would expect from the international team. The Currie Cup team.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes of this first half, Wales would be pleased to get another score on the board. But I think having a play with 14 men just stopped the momentum a little bit.
Baker was sent to the sin bin. Kings had the territory out of possession as soon as he came back on. Almost as though Wales went back the other end. He said, right, okay, it's our ball game now. We have controlled possession in territory since they come back up to 15, but they will want a strong finish to this first half.
I think Wales will be generally pleased the way things are in the first half. I think both sides will be guilty of inaccuracies in their game. You'd expect Kings to suffer a little bit on that because it's their first game of the season to an extent. And Wales have a lot of players that are keen to prove themselves, keen to push their case forward.
Kings get the penalty. Michel du Plessis is down on the ground.
He's been given a rather difficult evening by Paul James, who looked very unhappy at that decision by the referee, Ronald van der Merwe.
Had a good season for Bath, hasn't he, Paul James? Break from Williams. Matthew Williams. It's Matthew Morgan who's started it all, isn't it? There he is again. His third carry in this move.
Transition from defence to attack is really good from Matthew Morgan. He identifies when the opportunity is and where's the weakness in a chase.
Evans fighting to get to ground. The rest of his pack realised that, but it's the Kings who've turned it over. Offside. Aaron Nell can't quite believe the decision from the referee. Will they turn in? Evans over here. Charles du Plessis doesn't look too well on this near side, and the referee quite rightly has stopped now. The backboard is on, and it's a neck injury that we will have to stop for a short while. Make sure the player is off safely. Look, Taylor was going right towards the injured man for a moment.
Starting to enjoy a lot of ball. That should be a concern for the Kings. Charles du Plessis is okay. An awful lot of pressure. Down on his knees there. Really uncomfortable. Put him in an uncomfortable position.
On Saturday, this is Wales take on the Springbok. Hawthorne Kings Park in Durban. The following Saturday, two intriguing test matches.
Yeah, formidable challenge ahead of Wales to win in South Africa for the first time. What a challenge, what an opportunity, what a prize.
Only tapped onto 6th in the world, Wales. Of course, Wales finished third in Six Nations. That good team start against Italy and lost to Ireland. Responded on that Friday night against France with a roof closed, very passionate, emotional affair. They lost to England. A bit of revenge from England from Six Nations before. Got off on a high note, didn't they? Fucked up Scotland, 1 for 3. He's brought them here to Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium here in Port Elizabeth. Just under 12,000 for a Tuesday night game. It is cold. It's going for an Englishman. Bad crowd has come in here. See, wish him all the best. You can see Carlos Spencer's reaction in the coach's box, really annoyed. Looks like his first choice tight head. He's got an injury, of course, to be scanned and assessed. It may not be that serious, but you get unlikely as a tight head prop, do you?
I was sincerely hoping these sort of circumstances of this are purely precautionary. There's always noise, sound around the stadium. I love sport in South Africa.
Williamson at the back there. Those
magical. Can do unbelievable things. Ball in hand. Never knew what he was going to do next, but quite often his own side didn't know what he was going to do next either. What a magical talent.
Turning his back on the opposition, chipping over his head, gathering with himself. Just the audacity to do that in a game of rugby. Charles du Plessis off the field. Simon Carroll on the field in that front row. He's joined this season. And it's James Hook with a penalty right at the end of this first half. 2 from 2 so far. He's in really good kicking form. James Hook for those 2 conversions. And he adds 3 for the penalty as well. Wales up to 17 points. Those 2 early tries and then momentum stopped rather by the yellow card to Rhodri Jones.
Yeah, I think Wales would have been really pleased with the way the first part of that first half went. An attack in particular, held on the ball really well, went through the phases, got some nice tries, and then spent a period in defence. And they'd be quite happy with maintaining that. Eastern Province Kings scored to a 0. So both aspects, I think Wales will be relatively pleased with that first half.
There's some good attack with those 2 tries. Some players have defend well, Wales. And the hooter has gone before the end of the first half. Ian Evans. Mr. Hazel. Kirod. Haters, and it's the Kings who had to finish this half on a high. Here's Whipper. Showing his pace, he's knocked it on though, despite the attention of the crowd. And there is the first half. And Wales' first game of this tour. And it's a healthy lead. Plenty to work on, but you'd expect that, and it's Wales who have the lead from the Eastern Province King by 17 points.
Well, signs look good for Wales early with tries to Josh Turnbull and this one to centre Corey Allen. But the Kings have started asking a few questions of the visitors, which you imagine is what Warren Gatland would want. 17-0 at the break. Rugby takes over now. We are in the changing room in Port Elizabeth. Warren Gatland issuing the Riot Act. He seems to be fairly firm with what he's got to say. Phil, I imagine you know him well, and what he might be wanting to say. Are you thinking changes? Are you thinking a difference in strategy or personnel in the second half?
I don't think there'll be a difference in strategy, that's for sure. I think what he will want is the fundamentals or the basics done well. He'll want to win the set piece accurately. He'll want to get over the gain line, and he'll just want to play as it's been aptly named Warren Ball, getting him round the corner, just monopolising possession, imposing physicality. And the people that do that, Matthew Rees can do that. It's great to see him back after his trials and tribulations. It's fantastic to see him back on the bench for Wales. He will certainly shore up the scrum. He sort the liner out, and then Shingler again, Aaron Shingler, who I think is in contention for a test place. He can come on. He's very mobile and he's a very, very good line out forward, and hopefully they can get back to the ascendancy of that first 20 minutes up the line out.
Because what do you think, Tinas, is the first priority? Victory or picking and choosing and selecting your team for Saturday? I imagine he's probably not planning on using a lot of these guys on the bench.
No, I think this is more a look at those combinations that he's bringing in to strengthen the depth. But what I think is very important here is to test whether these guys can stay to the structure, go and enforce their type of game plan, because it's so easily in a game like this where it gets loose, where the competition is not quite on similar par to loosen up. And this is about having that mental toughness and that concentration to stick to what you do.
All right, 40 more minutes, and then we're off to Durban for the test match. Let's hand you back over to Jan and Johnny.
So it gets to work at half-time. Both the changes would have been accuracy. Expecting the Eastern Province Kings to be rusty. through their pre-season strength and conditioning program, this Wales side not
On his feet first.
played together. Never really. Some nice glimpses from both teams, and in particular, Matthew Morgan. One of the highlights for Wales and Kieran Laters. There's the Provence Kings. Scrum half. It's Gates. A really effective first half. He's a constant threat around that breakdown area, but accuracy the key for both.
And not only accuracy, but also making the appropriate decision as well. That time, Alex Cuthbert put his team under an awful lot of pressure, trying a speculative pass whilst going backwards, facing his own goalposts. Sometimes you've got to secure the ball under pressure. Particularly the start of this second half. And he's looking for the offload there. Wayne Evans is the right thing, secure the ball. And the ability then Rodri Williams to relieve the pressure.
History is against Eastern Province King. The most recent victory over touring side in 1955. We share the ground. It's across town. And before the British and Irish Lions, 20 minutes to nil. That's the last time the Lions held scoreless in a touring game. Nodded off with those kind of stats, then we'll carry on with the rugby.
Well, thanks for sharing that. Kings are going to be so careful. If they kick loosely, Jordan Williams and Matthew Morgan are always going to look to bring that ball back, always capable of beating the first man in the chase.
Scott Baldwin didn't put himself around in that first half physically. Hook. There's some space there. Notice that. Really good work from him again.
He's impressed me in the game. Looked really lively in attack. And that's a typical scrum half covering across the field.
Stratford True may well start the weekend.
Your four. Use it.
For South Africa, who have team up starting against the World 15. You're thinking as well?
Yeah, Freddie du Preez, he looked exceptional in that second half. He really changed the shape of the South African side. Under pressure from the first half. I don't know, the World 15 eased off a little bit, blew up a little bit in the second half, but Freddie du Preez just brings a shape, brings a discipline to their game. And a brilliant kicking game. The best kicking nine in World Rugby, if not the best scrum half in World Rugby, to my mind.
Mike Phillips here in his hands full at the weekend with chances to be selected at 9.
I know Mike Phillips, he disagreed with me as well. I think he's the best scrum half in World Rugby. But that's what Mike Phillips is about. Uber competitive.
For the Rugby Wales. Another Springbok side, but to Matfield, of course, going to be captain. John de Villiers, they do have some injury concerns there in the Springbok, as do Wales. Chip through again, and there's plenty of space there. And it's James Hook. Could have been him or Corey Allen, couldn't it? The referee just checked with the TMO, and now he's ordered the try. But it's a second time in this half, obviously something they've identified at half-time.
Yeah, space behind a very aggressive rush defence from Eastern Province Kings. They've got to compliment the work of Corey Allen in defence initially. Put in a really good tackle and identifying he was the outside centre, came up really strong, picked off the ball carrier, and that allowed the ability to turn over the ball, and then the chip over the top from Wales allowed Hook to score in the post. Good defence, created the opportunity.
So try number 3. There's tour for Wales.
And it was Shingler put a lovely left-footed kick in. Beautiful left-footed kick. It feels like when someone who's in that first receiver slot, having the skill set with both feet. Well worked try by Wales. And obviously the communication, the talk, the chat had been there, what was needed. Identified. And once they identified where the opportunity was, they were able to execute it.
Chip, wasn't it? Shingler, players now, he is again. Into another one, Matthew Morgan. He's only been capped once. Hook, inside, Turnbull. That's lovely work from Rodri Williams. Williams screaming up. Didn't have too many options. Lydia dives on the ball. Rodri Jones. Here's Baker. Lovely step from him just to evade the first tackle. Shingler, Cuthbert. Really, really lovely score from Wales. From one end to the other. Superb interplay. Exactly what Wales are all about.
Yeah, lovely interplay there. Good ball retentions. The inside pass initially when James Hook created the opportunity at Turnbull, and then the offload from Turnbull to his Scarlets teammate Rodri Williams, who tried to put the kick in, couldn't find the offload, but tried the kick, the charge down. And again, it's all about depth there. Hold your depth, don't pressurise the passer, and allow the overlap to be created. An international wing of Cuthbert's quality is not going to miss an opportunity to score out wide like that. Really good period, a couple of minutes from Wales.
2 tries in his 24 caps. Alex Cuthbert, first test for the Lions. Good tries in the Harding Cup this season, isn't he, as well? This guy's going to Exeter.
Lovely pass on the inside from James Hook, allowed that bust to be made, and after that it was all about composure, it was all about ball retention and holding the gap.
Baker impressed me. His little show. Is this kick going to impress as well? To impress Sean with the post. Bounces off. There's a couple of Welsh reporters here. Just a little show from him, that's mature work. Such a young man.
He didn't force the pass, he knew there was a defender up. He held on to it, waited for the opportunity to put the pass in. Really well worked, and that's an excellent 2-3 minutes from Wales at the start of their second half.
First miss for James Hook tonight. Frobler is up. Given Naters. The graphic set anyway, but very true. And here's broadcast because Given Naters is right at the bottom of that ruck. Here's Bollek. Nail on hand, the captain. Towards Whitehead. As Matthew Morgan, who flies it in field to Hook. And then Cuthbert tries to set off again.
Started running across the field. You can't afford to do that when you're counter-attacking.
Whitehead. So there was some space there, but Cuthbert, huge gate of his. Comes up very quickly. Morgan was right to come back this way, wasn't he? Just got caught, half caught, and shouldn't. Forward pass, and that's why the referees come back for the penalty. Shule thought it was over.
Wales are in that funny sort of period in the game where the game is Wales are comfortably ahead, 29 up, and they want to show ambition, they want to counter-attack an opportunity, but you've also got to pick the right ball on the right occasion to do that. And And you applaud the ambition. That's what you want from Wales. You pick an exciting team this evening. You want them to play. You want them to bring the ball back. But now and again, you've got to identify when it's on. Morgan was put under a lot of pressure, and that initially came from that first counter-attack where Wales started for James Hook, started running across the field. It's not what you do. If you're going to take on a side with a counter-attack, you've got to choose your angles, you've got to head for the gaps. Don't try to run across the field to create them.
It's about Wales pushing for solid burst for the rest of this tour. These Kings players pushing in case of the Currie Cup team. We've got a couple of warm-up games. I think it all cooks off in August. Schumer puts away again. To his left-hand corner. Leightus. Kings again. Having trouble to score yet. Sobotka. Done by him. Paul James is there. Just to cover it up for Wales, and then Rodri Williams waits. Is there. The Wales are like a counter-attack from behind their own post, but sensible option done by James Hook. And Breda takes it quickly. Graf. Breda again. Ronnie Cook. Plenty of space in front of him. Matthew Morgan. Just wrong-footed. Gates for the Kings. Less than they deserve in this game. Leightus. Skouma.
Hands away.
Kings again, peppering Wales' line. They would dearly love to score against the international team. Eustace is tackled in the end by Baldwin.
Bondage offside.
Simon Kerrod. Leightus. Whitehead again, looks forward.
Forward pass.
And Breda come back for the penalty though.
Plenty of endeavour, plenty of effort from Eastern Province Kings. But when the management and the team will look back and reflect on this game, they will look at their play in the opposition 22. It's not really, they haven't really taken their chances. And this is a glorious chance. Good counter-attack.
Very close to your goal line. Two offsides.
The pace there from Graf, got in on the outside. Then when they've got to those sort of areas, going through the phases, they're very shoddy. Their skill set hasn't stood up to the scrutiny that any top-quality defence will put you under.
Saw the reaction from Carlos Spencer there. He would love to attacks like that, wouldn't he? That pass would have been on the money from him.
Even that quality ball, and they've had good quality ball. EP Kings in this game. Imagine Carlos Spencer creating mayhem.
Captain, you ready?
We keep reiterating that this is the first game of the season for them.
They've got the Blue Wolves coming here later in the month. Early next month, until Sharks as they warm up games. Hobler has eventually come on. It's gone half.
Come on!
Yeah, Kevin Leightus has had a really good game. I've been impressed with him.
To the Western Province Academy. Wales snuck the line out, Turnbull in the end, but Sacco needs to get a hand in there.
You have to use it, no nine.
Great attacking position for the EP Kings. Just couldn't take the line, a little bit like Wales towards the end of that first half. Here's Graf. Don't see too much of this big man, the big fullback. Here's Boller. Here's to Corey Allen and James Hook.
Bolly's been a strong ball carrier this evening for the Kings.
Chivoka. Good skill set on the loose head prop, isn't it? Hobler. Whitehead. It's a good pass this time. The Graf puts it on the boot. Matthew Morgan has to come up. 3 Wape. The speedsters.
Use it!
He's told to use it. Rodri Williams. Duly obliges. And hands back there. From Breda. And Schule. And Breda again on the return ball. Just can't keep hold of it. Small mistakes. More for the EP Kings than Wales, but it's really frustrating to watch for the management. So much endeavour. Just a tiny piece of real discipline and skill mainly. Holding it down right at the end of moves.
That ability to put that final pass in, where you're clinical, you're assured, you're composed in those sort of areas. And you see the frustration. Certainly Wales' defence has been put under some pressure at the moment. They're going through a lot of sets. So it's they're working hard, they're working their legs, their lungs. They've been stretched, been pulled from one side of the field to the next. At the moment, they're holding their line.
5 for 8 playing the man without the ball. 5 for 8 playing the man without the ball.
It's 10 Wales, isn't it? Somehow to see it. He has known Australia lost 3 games and they tight margins. The 2 of the tests, 20 points to 19, 25 points to 23. And we're pleased to record a victory in the Southern Hemisphere. Against the EP Kings. They're not really shining for you at this stage, Ian. Because they're putting their hand up, stuck at their second nose, fighting it out for a place on the benches. PG Ace comes on.
Yeah, I think both segments have put themselves around. And Dan Baker's put himself around both in attack and defence. Put some big hits in, carried effectively.
All done.
Limsey is on. Some replacements in the front row for Wales as well. Reese is on.
From behind.
Drive set.
Red is legal.
Struggling at this stage
That's
to repel the
one.
Kings.
No, his neck is legal.
Stuckers once to the referee. Simpson Lee is on as well. Fodler. Pollock. Is this the chance for the Kings to cross that line? Now Schule. Fodler again is stopped. And Limsey comes in and smashes out Jarvis.
Use it.
New front row for Wales there. There's some defensive work to do straight off the back for the replacements. Whitehead gets, and it is dragged up. This crowd have been so patient. Referee wants to check with the television match official. Sawyers Wape. He's been in live wire with ball hand all game, and the try has been given, and it was patient work for the forwards that set it all up for the speedster outside.
Patient, but also accurate at the end as well. A lot of Wales are making 1 or 2 changes. I think defensively got caught a little bit napping there.
Yes.
A little bit of indecision with Jordan Williams and Corey Allen, not quite deciding who was going to go in, who was going to stay out. And eventually, the Kings had to take advantage of one of these opportunities. Alex Cuthbert's been taken off. Some Gareth Davis on the field covering wing.
It's coming on the screen for you now.
Thank you.
Referee Zona Merva. He's referring this one to the television match official. That's Sarah Jarvis. and smashed. Stefan Williamson.
Sorry, that's out of order. When his arms are also up. That's what I don't like.
Jason, currently what I'm behaving is that you push the guy with his arms. So it's not with the shoulder or in that case dangerous. Do you agree?
Yes.
Thank you very much. And the try will stand. Just push them off, right?
Sorry, I think that wasn't a push off at all. It was his forearm there.
Well, the push is when you extend the arm, isn't it? Anyway, Dan Lydiate asked the question, and rightly so. Aaron Jarvis thought he was taken out illegally. For your money, Iron Evans he was, but the referee's decision is final. Got a big screen here to watch it on, and the try stands. So here's Wape Whitehead, gets first chance to go for the sticks, and misses.
Well, as I said, no less than they deserve. Just got to try. So many opportunities in the worst 22, and that time outflanked the defence. A little bit of indecision, they were capitalising it, and they deserve their try. I still don't like people being taken out with the forearms in.
What's that? No, what? Thumbs off.
He's physical down here.
Right, thank you. Time on.
Yeah, Dan Lydiate also going off the field now.
In relief, Cuthbert Lydiate off the field without injury. Those who you would expect would certainly be involved in the 21. Dan Lydiate has to start in the back without Warburton alongside Faletau.
Yeah, this is always going to happen towards this stage of the game. On the hour, just about coming up to the hour mark. Two players who are likely, Cuthbert and Lydiate likely to start on the weekend in Durban.
Schindler's coming in, isn't it? Gareth Davis wearing 21. Got to block that kick down. There's Hook and Matthew Morgan again. Vision, isn't it? Jordan Williams. Gareth Davis. Scrum half on the wing. And again it's the vision from Hook, from Matthew Morgan, and then it's the pace outside from Jordan Williams. And Gareth Davis.
Beautiful pass there from Matthew Morgan. Invited Shingler onto the ball. And then that's the offload.
Lawrence, you want to take that pass?
That's the offload on the inside. Beautiful backhanded offload for Gareth Davis. There is a question whether that pass is forward or not.
That winger before he takes a kick.
Are you sure about the angle?
I'm sure about that.
I think Owens van der Merwe is asking.
Jason,
But again, this is back to the debate. This is
do you want to check
who's
the last pass?
asking who
That
to
pass
check.
just before that with...
Bring it up so that we can have a look at it again, please.
We'll bring it up for you.
Yes, I thought it was a bit official who's
Christy, have a look.
mentioned it, and Shingler. It's about the hands, of course. Where the ball travels. First hand was the best one, tight on the hands, and
Right, Jason, from what
I
I've
think
seen
that's
now,
questionable.
that looks like a forward pass to me. Do you agree?
Agree with you. That's a forward pass by 20 Reid. Right in line where you are, so it's a scrum for Black.
and the try will not stand. And last look.
Yeah, I think he's right there.
It's not going to be a try.
How they get about it, I think that's where the question marks is now. Now you've got the TMO informing the ref
right there
not to allow the conversion because you might need to have a look at that forward pass. Now, that's the question, whether the fact that the pass is lead forward or not. How you get about, how you come to that decision. I think all sorts of disarray at the moment when it comes to the role of the TMO. Before we even start talking about the forward pass.
Happy to give the try, the arm was up. Happy for James Hook to start lining up his kick. And it's a bench official. Stepped in. Controversy. In the end, the right decision's been made.
Definitely, 100%. That was a forward pass. But I think we're really clear how we go about this. We've getting ourselves in a bit of a mess as it comes to the role of the TMO. Need to be clear, and there needs to be a procedure put in place. Who's calling the shots, and who's ultimately in charge?
Be the concern with it. The power and it to the TMO, to the referee to keep his power. Power. In charge of the field in the last few weeks. There's been a couple of question marks over that. The Kings are Mike, Schumann, Hovlar, Gates, Graf, a bit of skill. And he passes straight to Corey Allen. Not such good skill. To take a quick line at the Kings.
A lot of the changes now are creating opportunity. It's the side that make the most of that. Changes in the back line, defenders aren't used to being alongside each other. A bit of skill from Graf, who enjoys playing out in half as well.
So James Cook, Mr. Graf, from the Sharks man, who I did last year. Good line-up take from him. Take from Gates in the end, wasn't it? It was very high above his head. He's had the pass and bobble up. Whitehead done it. Can't take it. Corey Allen does. Good turnover ball here for Wales. Shingler. Steve Shingler, that is. Baker. Gareth Davis. Oh, he's put real pace on it, Gareth Davis. He was denied a few minutes ago. He is not denied now. Hugely physical, huge amount of pace as well. Been asked to play in the wing, and why not?
He's shown throughout the season in the rather direct league how he's capable of scoring tries, and he's done it from scrum half, but that time blistering acceleration. And once again, that came about because of good quality, aggressive defence by Wales, repressurising once again Corey Allen at the forefront of that aggressive defence. Good turnover. Gareth Davis able to make the most of it. And you can see Wales bench very happy with that. Yep, he had denied the last time because of the forward pass. This time, he wasn't going to lose that opportunity.
Yeah, he's had a standout season, players player, and supporters player of the season, the Scarlets, through the academy. Worked him hard, a new contract he signed back in January. He's going to sign a new contract, isn't he? With the club though, Wilfred Perpignan, of course been relegated along with the Leeds Olympique from the top 14 in the Pro D, playing in the Premiership next season. James Hook, but another miss from him. That's 2 in a row from him, but a good score from Gareth Davis. Just his first 2 or 3 metres just exploded out of the blocks.
Dan Baker once again making the right decision. Went to put the pass in, didn't force it, waited for the defender to sell himself, and then pull that ball back for the next line of attackers. That's good to see from the number 8. He's done that a number of times in the game. Makes right decisions.
So not the first time this game, he's just delayed that pass. Just have time with the ball, and it's a rare quality. And normally a sign of real quality. Charteris on now. We suspect will start Durban at the weekend.
Red off the line.
Reece and Chingler, Aaron Chingler.
Off the line.
From the referee that time.
Goodness for obstruction.
60 minutes left then.
Going back once.
His first game of Wales' tour, of course, 2 tests against the Springboks. Next 2 Saturdays. Springboks continue their test series with Scotland coming, of course.
Wales have defended the driving ball really well in this game.
Evans has been at the forefront of that. Big man, he gets his frame all over the place, doesn't he?
Very good for this game. Wales would have wanted their experienced players to stand up. Luke Charteris coming off the bench, really alongside Ian Evans, bundles full of experience. Terrific lineup practitioners. You have to defend the driving ball well in South Africa.
So if you're running in Nyaza, 3 second rows involved next weekend. Alan Wynne-Jones, Uzi Palmer, Luke Charteris.
I think the likelihood is going to be Luke Charteris and probably Ian Evans on the bench.
Bind. Set.
Dan Baker has done himself no harm at all this evening.
Matthew Morgan, Jordan Williams. I'm looking forward to seeing these young, exciting backs. Davis now slotting at scrum half. I'm sure what Shane Williams did happen when he read of Wales. Where is he at? Steve Schindler.
Playing advantage.
Shoveling it on. Matthew Morgan.
It's very close to Senegal. It's very close to Senegal.
Foot in there, or hand from the Kings. Very cynical, said the referee, or very close to it.
I thought that came off the referee, actually. But then
No, you. Yourself.
came off the boot. And left the leg out there. Exactly what he's doing. Very cynical.
Reece. First time back in a while, shirt. His testicular cancer, wonderful to see him back there.
Great to see him back in the field. Yeah, what a story, what a comeback.
Just incredible support shown. The entirety of Welsh rugby. Timothy Wilson, his cause. Captain possible team, wasn't it? He's been to the very, very top of the game after his faith for the British Lions.
And also reflects it very well on his ability to bounce back, or his character, his resolve.
Physically, he's a top-level athlete. He should come up mental, isn't it? Great story. Good credit to him now. Charteris is bouncing around, thought he might just take that one. The referee says no. Incredible athletic ability from Luke Charteris, isn't he? He's 6'9" or so, but he does get himself in the most awkward of positions.
Yeah, he's got a good engine. He gets through an awful lot of work. And obviously he's had some injury problems which curtailed his career. And, I would have enjoyed his period in Perpignan.
Injury this season. He's been involved in 14 games, and to have played more. Takes him and flicks him into the bottom. The Kings not going to give up here. 11 minutes left in this game. Wales will fly back to Durban early tomorrow morning. Yes, again, scrum half feeds again. A couple of lively scrum halves, haven't they? The Kings. Cameron Spencer would have learnt that about his team. Too much time to learn anything, really. Sean Sally, something yesterday at the captain's run. He's been here a couple of weeks, so he's just finding his feet.
Slowing you down.
Totally with keep the family over. After he finished his time at Grenoble. And a shootout.
Okay, 19 yards.
Right head. He's used both feet, isn't he? Just for that tribute to have Matthew Morgan just scanned across, and that's why. He's just half checked. And he chases this one down. Graf thinks he can take on Morgan. Rightly so. Gareth Davies. But look at the game from Wales. And again, Matthew Morgan.
The game has become a little bit fractured, a little bit disjointed, a little bit loose, and that's perfect for Matthew Morgan and Jordan Williams, because that's the type of game they like. The ball's a little bit loose. Good defence by Gareth Davies there. Graf bringing that ball back. He's a big man, strong man. So often you see that in South Africa, big, strong 15s. The game is breaking up a little bit, and you'll imagine for players with the stepping ability of Morgan, of Jordan Williams, be perfect for them.
It's always been really good quality of Matthew Morgan to play heads-up rugby, mainly World Cup games for the Ospreys. Most people have taken a few steps back, got the leg off the ball into touch. Looked up, looked for the space, and he found it in the end. It's a great game for Wales. They have the line out. It's Gareth Davies who sets the move off again, and it's through Aaron Shingler, and it's a good quick ball again for Aaron Jarvis. He was looking for more here. Only 34 points to the board. So only it's been a spirited effort for the EP Kings tonight. Places Currie Cup teams.
A little bit cramped for space, Wales. That's the right option to go to attack that blind side. Plenty defenders. And again, plenty of appetite still there. Both sides intent on keeping this game going. Both sides looking, probing, looking for an opportunity. Both sides want to play. At times, is that final pass.
Over the shot. Scrum half. Cooper, I should say. Just thinking about the scrum half so well. Swap places, isn't he? Gareth Davies has now got into scrum half. Jordan Williams has been able to play out the wing. Both have really good pace. And here's Aaron Shingler, who's held up by Schoeman and Bolle. Now it's gone to ground. Gareth Davies wants it. Held up. It's really good work from this Kings back row. They've worked tirelessly all night and have been impressive. Bolle and Whitehead was involved that time, but Bolle's been a good ball carrier for them, good defensively as well.
Now Bolle certainly has carried that. And under pressure, he responded in the second half and made good yardage, but that time defensively, able to keep Aaron Shingler up. Aaron Shingler had 2 or 3 really good yards, kept that leg drive going, very athletic, very powerful, probably a little bit too upright. Carrying the ball in that tackle, keep down. He is likely to play against the Springboks on Saturday. We expect the likes of Alberts, Vermeulen and Francois Lowe. He can't afford to be upright going to the tackle against that back row.
Shivers down the spine when I mention those names. William Alberts. Too low. All ahead of Wales. Oh, tough the task is. It's so tough tonight. It's a good run out, isn't it? Andrew Williams. Hook. And Jarvis now. And backwards Wales. Press the fence on the Kings. Hook, seen it. Step once, twice. He offloads.
And we're going to have to the contact there often. The big ball carriers are under the ball there.
Not a Wales way, is it? Speaking of fly halves, no Priestland, of course, on this tour. Had a knee injury in that final game against the Cardiff Blue. No Sam Warburton, of course. Lee Halfpenny, Scott Williams, Reece Webb, Tipperick, Callum Amos, Richard Hibbard.
good work once again, Dan Baker. I think he's had a particularly strong game this evening. I've seen him carrying, making right decisions, offloading, when to pass. But at the breakdown, really in strong in that breakdown, forcing the turnover and giving Wales a chance.
And for all the talk of being able to predict Warren Gatland's selection of the Wales, so they've never been afraid when the young quality is there to throw that quality in. The foul attack.
Symptomatic of Warren Gatland's tenure. He's always taking a chance on youngsters if they convince him that they're worth an opportunity. He will put them in. Age is no barrier to selection.
Doesn't always work, but more often than not. Baker may be one of those guys.
Yeah, and sometimes his forced necessity drives that, and there's anything else. But sometimes he will then give a chance, and that's what he wants from this talk. That's what he wants from games such as this, to put the incumbents under pressure.
These opponents have been successful, of course. And this man has been successful from Breda and breaking through that initial defensive line for Wales. Grobbelaar. Whitehead, systems forwards, get out of the way. Because they want to feed it to Bolle, and Bolle charges up into the midfield. Can the Kings finish on a high here? Going into 2 more warm-up games before they start their Currie Cup campaign. Ace. Grobbelaar. Whitehead again. And Breda just tackled. An important tackle as well, wasn't it?
He's got some speed as on Breda.
Big man as well. Cummins for the Kings. 75 minutes in, said they were going to be fit, and they're showing it here. Ian Evans, another tackle from him. He has worked tirelessly tonight, the big second row. And his second row partner, Charters, trying to create a more there for Wales to turn the ball over. The Kings have got it to ground. Whitehead. This is about crossing there, but Ronnie Cook is allowed to play on. Whitehead again. He's that front foot ball. He does control things really well. Advantage coming to the Kings. Grobbelaar again. Back for the penalty. Under 4 minutes left now for Wales to hold the Kings out.
Nice angle. Jenner picked nice angle. Really well worked there by the Kings. Really stretching this Welsh defence from one side of the field to the next.
Might be a handful, won't they, in the Currie Cup? Plenty of time to build to 2016. How about the flair and the guy of Carlos Spencer? Really endeavour out there as well, and Sean Sow, such a wonderful rugby player himself, and sure had his influence on his squad. But
well, they've certainly created the opportunities, Johnny. They just haven't taken them.
just with this time of the season, you take that. Being rusty. I'd really love to finish on a high here. Charters again. And Turnbull with the tackle. Grobbelaar. Whitehead calling for it. It was a good call as well. Ronnie Cook. Physical presence in that midfield all night. Despite. Killer. Advantage again. Being played. Okise. He's denied on his left-hand side. Again, advantage being played. Another penalty to the Kings here.
This is a good period for the Kings. They'll give them a lot of confidence. Really putting Wales back on their heels, and Wales will be keen to hold the defensive line here, prevent Kings from scoring at the end of this game. And this is what Warren Gatland will be looking at, the character from this young Welsh side. Can they hold their line?
It's hard with the line, isn't it, at this stage? Oh, what a 20 sight. So the Six Nations champions France through to the Commonwealth Championship. Aces had a ball ripped out of his hands. Look, goes to kick it ahead. So the advantage is to Wales. It's all very scrappy and frantic out there, but the Kings don't mind because they're still with possession and they're driving towards that line, and they have scored again. Just what Wales didn't want at the end of this game.
I'm not quite sure that hack through. James Hook was there. He did well to rip the ball away initially, and then tried hacking it and just gave the ball straight back to the Kings. Stayed in their feet. Grounded that ball. Perfectly good try.
2 tries against Wales. It is something you will tell the grandchildren you played in that Kings side. You scored 2 tries. Oh, it's Kerrod, isn't it? Come on. Du Plessis. Easy conversion for Whitehead. It's got some real respectability to the scoreline, isn't it? Wales looked to strike straight back through Rodri Williams. That to be the final score, Wales. Last few seconds, and that's the Kings with a penalty, and they say, right, we'll play on, actually. There's Jenner.
Don't play the half-back.
Jenner.
Release 8!
Checking into contact, and it just bobbled away. Bolle. It's to Wales. Hooter has gone though.
Goes forward.
Gone by the Kings, and that will be it for the referee. Wales, well, it's been a good outing for them. First win. Been sort of for quite some time. Plenty to work on, and a few players who have put their hands up. Dan Baker in particular. Alex Cuthbert's come through unscathed, and so has Dan Lydiate, who captained the side tonight, and they have won here Wales 34 points to 12, and they'll go on to Durban for that first test against the Springboks.